Hey guys, Drift0r here. The Twitter feeds today demanded that I play Modern Warfare 2, so here I am playing Modern Warfare 2, or I guess that's what happens when I get bored in between classes and start twittering and you guys start requesting things. I ended up playing Modern Warfare 2 with subscribers in an open lobby. It was a really fun night. Used a lot of crazy guns, getting some super sexy action going on here with the thermal-sighted MG4, but I'm going to be using some dual weapons, some shotguns, all sorts of weird things. I didn't have one spectacular game because I'm so used to playing the Battlefield beta, but I did get a lot of cool clips, so I'm going to be stringing those together. But that's not really what I wanted to talk about in this commentary. I always say that in every single commentary because it's always like, you must introduce the gameplay and explain what's going on, then move on to your topic of interest, like this is an essay. That's what my voice says to my brain, or my brain says to my voice. I can't really distinguish the two. There's too many tracks going on at one time. But I'm getting married in 3 days. 3 days from now, I'm going to have a wife. Holy shit, I'm going to be married in 3 days. In 3 days, I'm going to be fucking married. That's crazy. I just turned 24 years old. My fiance, wife-to-be, is 23 years old, and we're going to be married. This isn't a marriage by convenience. It's not a, oops, baby, an arranged, a shotgun marriage. This isn't a, oh, this is good practice, you know. Your first marriage is just good practice for your second marriage, or it's not a, oh, we'll get married now, and then we'll get a divorce later if it doesn't work out. No, no. We want to get married for life. Both of us believe that a marriage is a long-term commitment from start to finish. You can quit the marriage when somebody dies or something really ridiculous happens, some level of infidelity or craziness that is beyond the normal scale of problems. But we're in this one for the long haul. We want to be married. We absolutely love each other. And a lot of you ask me questions about her. She shows up in videos, normally working the camera or kind of marginalized on the side. You got to watch this tear with my Glocks. I used all of my bullets from both clips, like Sandy Ravage style rapage right here. Pick up a lot of assists in this next section, but it was still totally worth it. Very fun. But she doesn't like to be on camera very much. We're actually pretty different from each other in a lot of respects, but we bear some similarities. As I explained to her very early on in our dating, that we were similar enough to get along, but different enough to fall in love. And that's kind of how I have to say. You really love people for their differences, and you get along with them, and you like them for the things that are similar, that you can kind of jive on and work together with. But she does not like to be on camera. I like to be on camera. I like to talk. I like to tell stories. She does not. Completely the opposite. So even though a lot of you request do a dual commentary with your fiance, I don't think that's ever going to happen. So I'm going to do my absolute best to describe her before the wedding. It might be a little bit mushy, so if you don't like this, you can just tune the fuck out and go watch some montages or something here. So here I go. Physically speaking, my fiance is a first-generation Chinese American. Her family's from Singapore, and they came over here, opened up a shop, opened up a store, sent their kids to school. You know, Asian parents, why you study C++? You need to study A++. You can be anything you want. Doctor, engineer, kind of, you know, really hard on them. And so that's why, even though we went to high school together, we went to a private high school in Mississippi, which was a very, very small school, and had uniforms and everything. We were in pretty different crowds. The crowd I hang around with, it wasn't it would be the nerdier crowd. We were kind of goofuses, dumbos, messing around, in and out of trouble largely. I wasn't really that bad of a student, but had a really smart mouth. Got me in trouble a lot. Very snide, not like directly telling people to fuck off, but more like a lot of really snarky, dry humor, witty kind of comments. She was not, and she did not find that kind of shit amusing at all. It's kind of funny. She said she liked bad boys, but she was more into like the anime, like anti-hero kind of thing, and I was really not fitting that mold, so we really didn't get along too well in high school. However, she ended up going to a college that's a sister college to mine, an all-women's university right down the street from where I went to school, which is Mississippi State University. And through a mutual friend, we went on a date. We were both kind of forever alone types. I'd never had a girlfriend or a date for that matter, mostly due to some really stringent pressures from my grandparents and mother. It was just unbearable as a kid to have them involved in everything. Her social life was very similar, family control. So we really kind of came out of our shells in college, you could say, and really met each other. And we're pretty similar people growing up. We both grew up relatively broke. I had some experiences with my mom marrying different men and different levels of income, but for the most part, it was pretty poor. She was more poor than I am. We had pretty nasty houses at certain points, and lots of similar upbringings, similar religion, Christianity, all sorts of things like that. But we're different in a lot of other ways. I'm very extroverted. She's very introverted. Believe it or not, I'm the touchy-feely person. She is not. I think like a woman. She does not. I think very paranoid. Like when somebody says something to me, I never assume that it's face value. I always assume that there's some sort of hidden meaning, and very much so, like a lot of women, I try and discern this hidden meaning when it's really probably not there at all. So our communication is really heavily skewed. She's actually the blunt one, and I am not. But I really do like this girl. She's patient with me for a lot of things. I fart. She farts worse. I don't know if that's a good quality for a woman, but it's not something that scares her away. She likes anime. She used to like video games a lot, but the older she got, the less games she played. And now it's to a point where she hasn't played games in so long that she really doesn't like them because she's not good at them. She hates losing. I mean, abso-fucking-lutely hates losing. She was really, really good at Super Smash Brothers back in the day, and I was too. I'm pretty goddamn ballin' when it comes to Pikachu. When I'm Pikachu, you will get hit by lightning bolts and those little bastard blue balls that bounce everywhere. And one thing that she really doesn't like is when I beat her at Super Smash Brothers. If we play Super Smash Brothers together and I win, chances are she won't talk to me for at least 4 to 5 hours, if not the rest of the day. Super, super angry. Like, she has to hold back punching me, which has happened before. Even worse if I gloat. Oh, very, very, very bad there. But she doesn't like girly movies. She doesn't like chick flicks. She doesn't trend into all this Twilight or girly stuff. She likes a lot of guy stuff because her kids, her toys when she was growing up, she didn't have Barbie dolls. She didn't even want Barbie dolls. She had Transformers. She grew up playing with G.I. Joes, and they would always fight against the Barbie dolls. Like, she would kind of mangle the Barbie dolls and like add Transformer parts to them, so they were like evil cyber slut robots, and they would battle against the Transformers. So if you can kind of get a feel for this, we're pretty similar in trains of thought. We get along together pretty well. I'm kind of running out of things to say. I really like this girl. She's been patient with me. If you listen to these ghost stories of this stuff with Mr. Shadow and the Epic Dream, if you haven't noticed, even though I try to stay logical, I am goddamn crazy as fuck. And my brain does not work right sometimes. Sometimes I hear things that probably aren't there. I think irrationally. I try to stay calm, but it's very annoying and very hard for some people to deal with. She deals with this exceptionally well. There's a lot of girls that would just absolutely dump me, have nothing to do with me for these sort of issues, but it doesn't really seem to get to her. It's not like she's happy about it or anything, but it's not a deal breaker. And everything's going pretty good. The wedding's kind of coming to play. She's really getting stressed out because there's so much stuff left to do. I still have to buy groomsmen presents. Half, like her dad, my brother, all these people, they didn't go to a tailor to measure for their damn suits. They measured them themselves, so all the numbers are crazy, and I don't even know if they're going to fit right. Our wedding is going to be Victorian themed. Like, we're going to be dressed up Victorian, super proper. You don't have to come that way. You guys aren't invited. This is a private event, by the way. Monocles, top hats, canes, no fake mustaches. One of my friends wanted to bring a fake mustache. We absolutely drew the line, no fake mustaches. I'm going to have some crazy stuff. The groom's cake, I have a brain cake, man. My cake is red velvet cake with like this crazy brain frosting and brain, but then it has red glaze over it, and it's going to be on like a crazy zombie platter. It's going to be pretty ballin'. I don't think I'm going to be able to show any pictures from the wedding because the wedding photographer has their whole copyright thing going on. And yeah, I could probably talk for much longer. I've totally burned up the time, rambling all over the place. I hope you enjoyed this commentary. This is probably going to be my very last game of Modern Warfare 2 ever, if not for a very long time, and I did it the way I wanted to do it. Thermal MG4 on Wasteland, fucking up snipers, with subscribers, with friends, got a chopper gunner in an emergency airdrop, shared the packages, went in this game like a boss, kill death ratio only 3.5, but with 12 assists, whatever. Drift0r out.